Dang, I done messed up these folks' car, man. Let me tell y'all, man, what happened, man. Let me tell y'all what happened. All right, my name is Jerry Chief, Permanent Locals Detail, the best in the city. All right, here to make things pretty. All right, we dominate all spaces, man, from Decatur all the way to the greater. All right, you hear me? All right, so I'm just leaving my client's house. And man, something happened today that was truly unintentional, man. And let me tell you something, man. I hate it. I don't like it. Disagree with it, and I'm so mad at myself, man. I'm upset at myself because as a professional, man, you don't want to damage nobody's vehicle, and I damaged that thing. I damaged the hell out of it. Let me tell you, man. I damaged it, and I will say it wasn't all that bad. It wasn't anything crazy, but it's just the fact that I did it. You know what I'm saying? Like the fact that you came out to make a customer's vehicle look like butter, and then you throw some salt on it. Okay, now that's an analogy. I don't know if you gonna understand, but man, you came out here to do one thing, and then another thing happened. It sucks. It sucks, man. And let me let you know what happened. So let me tell you this first. Be aware of your surroundings, man. When you park in that car and you about to open up those doors, because this is what happened to me. When you park in that car, you about to open up those doors, man. Just, hey, know your surroundings. Know your surroundings, man, because it's a possibility that you may mess something up. All right? So, and that's exactly what happened, man. So I parked right next to this pole. It was like one of these poles that you just have like here we go, like a street sweeper pole. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if you can see it out there, but once that focuses up, So street sweeper pole, pretty much is like, hey, don't park here, all right? Between this time and this time, don't do it, all right? Don't get your car towed or get a ticket. So man, that's what happened, and I opened the door, and sure enough, I heard a clunk, and I'm like, oh man. Now, I'm like, at that point, I didn't even want to look because, you know what I'm saying, it was a good hit to the point where it was a possibility that there was some damage. And I'm like, dang, I'm like, let me not even look at it. I'll just wait to the end because that's what's gonna do nothing but slow me down. So I kept going, and what I did was I took one of my really nice plush towels and I put it right there between the door and the pole, just to make sure, like, if I'm gonna have it resting on this, let me have it resting on the towel. Okay, so rule of thumb, yo, if you got any kind of hard areas right in between you, pause. But if you got any kind of hard areas right in between, like, just make sure you put something soft right there to, you know what I mean, just to kind of compensate, because last thing you want to do is damage a vehicle. Man, look, and thankfully this was just a Subaru Crosstrek. Now it's not a $100,000 vehicle or anything like that, but it is a vehicle, to say the least. It's a vehicle, and it's not mine. This was my client's vehicle, and again, they came out for you to detail their car, and you come out there and you damage the car. Damn. So anyways, still mad about it, man. Still mad about it. But that's just me, man. That's just me, and you know how I roll, man. I like to, you know what I'm saying, make sure that I, do things professionally. You know what I'm saying? Like, do things professionally, and especially for my clients, man, just do a good job. So anyway, back to the story. I said I wasn't gonna check it. I waited to the end, and I put a nice plush towel right there, so anytime the door opened up, you know what I'm saying, it's resting on this towel. So anyways, I look at it, and right on, man, it looked like it was a hailstorm, and it bink, and it caught it. And I'm like, did I really do that? And I'm like, let me see. And I opened up the door, and sure enough, man, like, everything matched up. It matched up so perfectly. I was so mad. I was like, no! It matched up too perfectly. I had already known that it was my fault. So I thought about it, and I'm like, well, it's small enough to where I can put some wax on it, right? Now, hey, if you're a detailer, you know. If you know, you know. It was small enough that I can, but I'm just being transparent, right? If it was small enough to where I could just like put some wax on it, because it like was a little bit like a little scuff right there, but it was no big deal. It came off no problem, but it was like a tiny little dent, little speckle right there. So I put some wax on it. It came out looking good, and maybe I'll post some pictures up with it. and it came out looking good and stuff. So, and I was like, dang, you know, again, as an entrepreneur, man, you want to put your best foot forward, and this was not the way. And I'm sitting here like, dang, man, are they gonna, you know, are they gonna? I'm probably gonna have to give them a discount, give some back some money. That's the right thing to do, right? Discount them, or just like not tell them at all, and you know, see what happens. So again, man, I'm sitting right there and I'm looking at it, man, and I'm just like, I gotta tell the customer. I gotta tell the customer. You got to. You know, I had to take it out of my own hands, and I'm like, man, I gotta tell the client, because if I don't tell the client, then I'm gonna feel bad about it, and I'm gonna be thinking about that. And then, you know, first and foremost, man, God don't like that. You know, God wants us to be as honest as we can be, man. And like, hey, man, look, I ain't telling you to go and profess to the people all your wrongdoings. I'm just saying, like, in that type of situation, man, if you did it, own up to it. Own up to it, especially an entrepreneur. You know what I'm saying? It's so crazy because the same car that I just got finished detailing, it's not the exact same car, but it looks just like it though. Let me see. I'm gonna try to let them pass me. It's good because I got like a little car. So y'all should see this orange Crosstrek coming up in just a bit. You got this white car, and then you got this orange Crosstrek, and they got their mirrors in. So you know, I don't know what's going on, but you should be seeing them in just a little bit. They don't want to come out. This is like the first time people has not like sped past me. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not gonna wait for it too much. But anyway, you may see it in my video. But anyways, man, I had to come clean. And hey, man, I'm just like you. You thinking about, man, especially if you hustling out here. I ain't got a lot of money, and I ain't got no time to be losing no money. Okay, you hear me? Like, look, bro, I ain't got it like that. I'm struggling just like you. I'm struggling just like you. It's just the fact that I'm just out here and I'm willing to talk about it. I'm willing to put it out there to let you know that, hey, you can have these things happen to you, and you can still move forward no matter what, man. You gotta take it as a learning dimple and keep it moving. Anyways, so I knew that I had to tell him, and I'm like, okay, cool. Let me go ahead and let him know. And unbeknownst to me, man, he comes outside. Hey, he's like, oh my God, the car looks so great. And I'm like, nah. And it does. Don't get me wrong. Car looked great. I mean, it was a great turnout. It was being passed on from the grandparents to the young, to the young lady, her first car. So I was happy to do it. But I'm like, I had to tell him. And like I said, I didn't want to, y'all. I really didn't want to, because first and foremost, I'm thinking about my pocket, man. And to be honest, man, that ain't the way to go, man. Be a magnet for money, man. That's another video, but yo, be a magnet for money, man. And the way you be a magnet for money, man, like, hey, if you have a little mishap, if you gotta return some money, it's okay. Here come the orange car right now. Here it come. But they might not come up too much. You gotta be a magnet for money. You know what I'm saying? You gotta be just like that. There it is. So yeah, I did this car right here. That's not exactly that car, but that car right there. But you gotta be a magnet for money out here, man. You can't be afraid to lose money. That's why, man, if you're in business, if you're a real business, man, you gotta invest back in your business. That's the only way that it's gonna make more money for you, if you invest in things to cause the business to make more money back. Come on. I look, and I'm just now like learning, like I'm just now getting like a hold of this on my head, like to do that, invest back into your business. So I know what to do next time when I make a whole bunch of money in my business, like to put it back in, because it's gonna allow you to grow your business. So at any rate, so customer comes out, he's like, oh man, you know, he's so happy, he's ecstatic about the job that was done. He's like, oh my God, it looks new. And I'm like, yeah, man, but you know what? I had a little mishap. All right, because honesty, man, honesty is the best policy, man. You don't get nowhere with lying, bro. Let me tell you something now. You don't get nowhere with lying. The only place you get with lying is more lies. So you gotta be a man. You gotta toughen up. You gotta be a woman. You gotta just say, hey, you gotta take it on the chin and keep on going. You gotta be honest, man. I don't care what you got going on, relationship-wise or business-wise or whatever, man. Be honest, bro. Be honest. So that's here I was, and like I said, it's not something that I want to do, but I knew it was something that I needed to happen. Anyways, let me stop. So came out, I was like, hey, I have to point this out. Got a little dimple right here, and I know how it happened. So dimple happened. He's like, oh, he said, no, oh, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. And I'm like, no, I mean, I do, because I did it. So what I told him, I was like, you know, and I try my best, like, you don't want to like try to give any money back, but you can't offer your time. You know what I'm saying? And to me, that's a lot more valuable than actually $1. But you can give them your time. You can say, hey, man, I'll come out and I'll detail your car for free. I'll do a service for free, take care of you, and I'll come out here, no problem. You know, and he said no. He said no. Straight up. And I'm like, sir, you don't understand. And this was my client. I haven't seen this client in the last 2 years, and they decided to have me out. You know what I'm saying? I cleaned his last car. He got a bunch of cars for me to take care of. But I'm like, man, I gotta tell you, like, I'm deeply sorry about this. And you know what I'm saying? I'm more than happy, more than willing to take care of that for you. He said, no, you're completely fine. He said, this car is going to a 16-year-old, and best believe this is going to be the first of many things that's going to happen to this car. Okay? He was like, he got a plan for her to have a lot of accidents in this car, and it's bound to happen. At that point, I thought about my daughters, knowing that them being children, at some point in life, they're going to get in trouble. Something's going to happen. It's bound to happen. It happened in my life. It happened in your life. I'm quite sure. You ain't the best. You ain't the best out of the bunch. You ain't perfect. I ain't perfect. You know what I'm saying? Like, I done made plenty of mistakes. Only God knows the mistakes that I done made. But hear me out. Hear me out. He said, look, man. He said, don't worry about it. He said, it's okay. She's going to be just fine. This is just one of many. We're not going to worry about it. I said, well, cool. Let me come out and detail your car. He said, no, don't worry about it. I said, are you sure? Now, this is why I got a little bit. I'm like, what you mean? You don't want my detail? You know? And he's like, dude, you're good. Don't worry about it, man. Happy holidays. You came out here at a short amount of time. He literally booked it the day before. I had to call off of work today because I needed to get to this. It just makes sense. I mean, go to a detail, make $200, almost $300 for 4 hours opposed to going to a job. You know, not saying anything bad about the 9 to 5, but I am saying, like, it's a lot better for me to go see about this detail opposed to going to the job that's only gonna pay me $19 an hour, and then in 8 hours I'm only getting like $160. Okay, I get double for my trouble for less of the time. Come on now. So I was like, and I told, like, and I did my due diligence. I talked to my manager, and they said it was okay. Okay, so I just went like, hey, let me get off the job. Don't do that. I was diligent, and I told them, like, hey, I need to get off work. And I had emergency come up, and they were like, cool, no problem. And when you got favor with people like that, they were just like, hey, don't worry about it, you're good. And I'm part-time. Let me just say, I'm part-time too. So, like, don't just sit here like, you know what I'm saying, I got a favor, but I'm also part-time, so I can make, the moves I can make, you know, a little bit differently than others. So, anyways, man, he said it was no problem. He was cool about it. What in the world is this? And he was cool about it. And he said it was no problem. Long story short, he said it was no problem. He said, I appreciate you coming out here on such short notice. He just booked it yesterday. It's Christmas. You know, a lot of people ain't doing too many things. He was just really, really, really appreciative. And I was just really, really thankful. And I just, you know, if anything, man, this video is to give a shout out to God, man. Shout out to God, bro. Like, shout out to God. Let me give a shout out to my parents too, man. Because without them, I wouldn't be here. Like, Dad, Mom, I love y'all. I'm just say that, man. If you still got your parents, man, let them know that you love them, man. Especially if y'all ain't have the best relationship. You know how us kids can be, man. But let them know that you love them, bro. Let them know what you love them before it's too late. And I'm not saying it's late for me, but you know what I'm saying? I'm sure they want to hear that from you. Even though they won't say it, because they did a lot in order to get us here. And sometimes you don't know until you start going through it. But anyways, man, going back to this wonderful individual, man, long story short, they tipped me $50 and said, happy holidays, and we'll see you on the next one. I said, man, you trying to make me cry right now. He said, nah, but that's small. We're not going to worry about that. You continue to do your thing. So I'm just gracious, man. And I just want to tell you in this little story, man, just to continue to pursue, man. Continue to be a blessing. Continue to focus, but continue to have integrity. It's not a lot of that out here these days, and even sometimes I have issues with that, man. But have integrity, have your morals together, because it's not the people that's gonna bless you, but God that's gonna bless you. You know what I'm saying? And that's been happening pretty much like for the last couple of days, like since I just trying to give God like everything, man. Just like, here, like I'm not trying to work in this no more. You know, like I'm not trying to sit here and control everything. You know, like even the other day, man, I was at work, man. Customer had slipped me $100, man. He said, "I'm Santa Claus," and I'm like, "Huh?" And he said, "Here you go." Man, he gave me $100, man. He gave me $100 on the spot. I'm like, what? He said, "Don't mention it." Rolled up right off. Now, bro, let me tell you something. I'm not saying that to say like I have all these things happening to me, because I know some of y'all in the comments, "Oh man, he just has everything together." No, bro. No, bro. I'm going through it, bro. I'm going through it right now, bro. Like my life right now is upside fucking down. Upside down, yo. Upside down. It's in a way like I've never witnessed it before. But I know God. And God is wonderful. God is magnificent. And that's what I had to put in there, because I promise you, man, I thought about not like saying anything about it for real, man. For real. For real. But God said, "Nah, man, don't put it in your hands." He said, "Give it to me." And I said, okay. If I got to come out here and do some free work, fine. I own up to it. If I got to send them like $100, cool. It takes me down a little bit, but guess what, man? I feel better about it, and I get to secure my client, and I get to feel good. And they said, "Nah, man, happy holidays, man. We appreciate you." Man, I gave him a hug, and I said, "Hey, you're still more than welcome. I still got you if you need it." And he said, "Okay." And that was it, man. That was it, man. So look, man, if you find it hard to be honest, man, bro, you holding on too tight. Let go. Let God. Because one thing, and it may not be something like in monetary blessings, man, but hey, God could have just been like, cool. He didn't even have to give me no tip. Like, he already paid me. He didn't have to give me nothing on top, and I would have been cool with him just being like, "Hey, man, don't even worry about it." On top of that, he gave me something, bro. That's God all the way. All the way. All the way. All the way. Working in his heart. So, yeah, I just want to give a shout out to God, man. Thank y'all parents, man, for having y'all, man. I know some of us ain't got the best relationship. It's far few in between, but give them a shout out, man, because I'm sure that they will love to hear that. They raised your ass, and you weren't easy on them. Give them that love, man. Hey, y'all, my name is Jared Cheek with Prep Locust Detox, man. Thank you so much for hearing my story today, man. Like, shout out to the new followers, man. Thank you for being part of this walk with me today. Thank you for being part of your walk, man. You can do it, and you're here. Continue to stay focused on your business. Continue to stay focused on yourself, man. If you out there simping and, you know, doing crazy stuff, man, get in the gym. Get into your focus mode, because this is that season. Stack it in the winter so you can shine in the summer. All right, man, y'all have a wonderful and blessed day, man. I love y'all. Thank you so much for following. If you found something gracious in this video, man, type that in the chat, man. And if not, just send it to somebody who can use it. Other than that, man, stay honest. Keep pushing forward. Have a wonderful and blessed day.